おはようございます。Krista-san です。Today I am doing lessons 7 and 8 in the Katsudo and Rikai textbook for Marugoto. We'll go over the kanji, some of the vocab words, and the concepts. And we'll be looking at the grammar notes that are in Canvas. So in the PDFs that are at the bottom of modules and in each section, we'll go over each of those. So I'll probably break this video up into 2 different parts just so it's not super long. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so first we're going to be looking at the Rikai textbook. So on page 70, so 70 page, right next to the or below the picture, right here are some of the vocab words for this lesson. So the first one is okuremasu. Okuremasu. It means to be late. Shimasu is to do something. Dekakemasu means to go out. Tsukimasu means you will arrive or to arrive. Renraku shimasu means I will contact you. And machimasu means to wait. And then at the bottom of the page, right below these 4 pictures, there's some more vocab words that we'll go over pretty quickly. First one, it says hoteru no lobby, so the hotel's lobby. Then B says depato no iriguchi, so that's department's entrance, to the department store's entrance. C says kohi shop, so it's a coffee shop. And then 4 says honya, so honya is a bookstore. And then on the next page, 71, so 71 page, right here underneath these pictures is some more words that we're going to be using in the chapter. A says jutai desu. Jutai desu. That means you're in traffic or like a traffic jam. B is jiko desu. Jiko desu. That means accident. C says michi ni mayoimasu. So michi is a road. Mayoimasu means to become lost. So you're lost on the road. D is jikan o machigaemasu. Jikan o machigaemasu. Machigaemasu. So jikan is the word for time. Machigaemasu, it has to do with the meaning of you got something wrong, so it's the wrong time. E is densha ga tomarimasu. Densha ga tomarimasu, which means, so densha is a train, tomarimasu means to stop. And then the kanji for this lesson, or lesson 7, is right here. So I'll read those to you. So like I said, jikan, which is the first one, means time. Basho, which is the second one, means place. Eki means station, like a train station. Hi means day. Dekakemasu means to go out. Machimasu means to wait. Tomarimasu means to stop. So that's the vocab in this lesson. There's a few strung about in the lesson. I will go over pretty quickly. So on the next page, 72, in the little dialogue here, in the first sentence, it says kinyomi no shokuji. Shokuji means meal. So that's the first one that you might not know. And then the second to last line, it says, Hai, fuku wa jinzu demo ii desu ka? So fuku, it's like clothes, and jinzu is jeans. So you wear clothes. Let me see if there's any other. Don't see any, but if there's any words that I come across that have not been discussed before, we'll go over them. So let's get into the first concept of the lesson, which is on page 72. So 71 Which page? There's 72 page. Yep. It's going to be right here in the middle of the page. And it says in for noun. Noun demo ii desu ka? So you're asking for acceptability of an idea or an option. So if you remember just a second ago, I said, Hai, fuku wa jinzu demo ii desu ka? So they're saying, Hai, yes. So just like, oh. Fuku wa, so clothes. Jinzu demo ii desu ka? Is it okay to wear jeans, like to an event? Like, is it appropriate for me to wear jeans when going to a fancy restaurant? That's kind of an example of how you would use that. Okay, and we'll go over the concepts once again once I go over what's in Canvas, but we'll just move through the chapter very quickly right now. So the second concept is on page 74 in the Rikai textbook, so 74 page, and it's in the middle of the page right here. It's going to be these two. So it says noun de or verb te, and so this is just indicating the cause or reason that leads to the rest of the sentence. So we're going to read the two examples that are right there. So it says judai or jutai plus okuremasu. So jutai is traffic jam, okuremasu is late. So you're explaining why you're late. And ju jutai de is what you would use because jutai is a noun. So remember it's noun de or verb te. So jutai de okuremasu. That's the whole sentence. So you are late because of a traffic jam. So the cause or reason of you being late is the traffic jam. And then the second example says michi ni, so road, mayoimasu. So you are lost on a road, plus okuremasu. So you're explaining the reason why you're late is because you got lost on the road. So combined together, that would be machi ni mayotte, because it's in te form and it's a verb, okuremasu. So michi ni mayotte okuremasu. And then below that, there's just examples of how to put certain words into te form. So let's go over these because I think these are some words that weren't at the beginning. So tomarimasu means to stop. In te form, that's tomate. Mayoimasu, which means to get lost, is mayotte. Okuremasu, which means to be late, is okurete. Tsukaremasu, which means to be tired, is tsukarete, not de, tsukarete. And machigaemasu is to make a mistake or to be wrong, which turns into machigaete. So those are some words that you could use to explain what's the cause or reason of that outcome. So I made a mistake because XYZ, or I'm tired because XYZ. So XYZ would be at the front of the sentence, whereas the reason for you having that action is at the second part of the sentence. Okay, and then, so that's the second concept. And then on page 75, 75 page, right under these little examples, there's some more vocab words that I'll just go over really quick. So the first one is mayoimasu, which means to be lost. Sugoi ame, so sugoi is like amazing or like a lot. Ame is rain, so a lot of rain. Machigawase is wrong or mistake, to make a mistake or to be wrong. Jigo is, or jiko means accident. And tomarimasu means to stop once again. Okay, and then I believe the next few pages are just practice. in lesson 7. So I'll move over to the Katsudo textbook and see if there's anything I missed real quick. Okay, so in the Katsudo textbook on page 62, so that is 62 page, right underneath the very first picture, this one right here, it says machi awase o shimasu. So machi awase is the noun version of machimasu. So machimasu means to wait. So machi awase is a meeting. So machiawase o shimasu. So shimasu means to do. So essentially the sentence is saying I will see you at the meeting, kind of, or I will be at the meeting. And I'm pretty sure that's the only new vocab word in the Katsudo textbook that I saw. Most of the Katsudo textbook, like I always say, not super helpful because it doesn't explain the concepts very well, but it's still a good practice textbook to use. Yeah, I don't see anything else in here. It's on page 66, it tells you at the very bottom of the page where it says vite in like the little green box right here, if you can see that. It just tells you to put the verb into te form if you're trying to use it to describe the cause or reason of something like I just talked about. And that's pretty much all of lesson 7 in the textbooks. So we'll switch over to the lessons that are on Canvas really quick. Okay, so you should be able to see this. So it's in modules underneath at the very bottom. Let me show you really quick. So if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, there's the section for all the grammar notes. So it's under class note. And if you just go to lesson 7, this is what we're looking at. So this is going over ni, so the particle ni, so which has to do with time and places. So the example up here says nanji, so what time, ni blank maska. So so if you want to do something at a certain time, you would say the time, ni, and then what you are doing. So this one says sanji ni machi awase o shimasu. So remember, machi awase is like a meeting. So you're going to meet at 3. And this has a few more examples of at what time you are doing this action or you are doing this. Okay, and then the second example is the particle de, which also has to do with places. So this says doko de, so where. Aimasu ka, so aimasu means to meet. So where are you meeting? So you would say place de aimasu. So wherever you're meeting, de aimasu. So if you're meeting at, say, McDonald's, you would say McDonald's de aimasu. Okay, and then this next one is noun demo ii desu ka? So you're asking for accountability of an idea or an option. So basically what you're doing is you're asking, is this okay? So the example that was in the textbook was fuku o jinzu demo ii desu ka? Is it okay to wear jeans to this occasion? Okay, and then this next section is for cause/reason, which was also in the textbook. It was noun de, verb te. So you indicate cause or reason that leads to the rest of the sentence. So, byoki de kaisha o yasumimasu. So since byoki is a noun, you're going to use de, and then the rest of the sentence is byoki is the reason why you do the second half of the sentence. So the second example is jigo de okuremasu. So jigo is, I believe, accident, I think I said, is what jiko means. If I can remember, it's been like 5 minutes, but so jiko de okuremasu. Okuremasu is to be late. So you are late because of traffic. And then, so these are nouns. So the way you do it with verbs is ame ga futte. So futte is like a lot of rain, like it's raining. Densha ga tomarimashita. So the train stopped because it was raining a lot. And then the second example is michi ni mayotte okuremashita. So you were late because you got lost on the road. Okay, and then this down here, it's just telling you that you can do it in different ways. You can put, for example, this sentence up here, you can put that into a verb form by adding natte, or you can just keep it in the noun form and use de. And then same thing with the ame sentence. So you could say the rain, it was raining, so ame ga futte, continue with the sentence, or you could just say rain de densha ga okuremashita. So it just depends on how you want to conjugate the sentence, basically. Okay, and that's the first one. And then this one kind of goes into a bit more example. Emo Sensei put these on here so to give a bit more context and a few more examples to kind of explain it. So once again, the noun demo ii desu ka? So the structure is noun demo ii desu ka? So it's always going to be a noun. It's not going to be a verb, adjective, always a noun. And this one also has the jeans example. So jeans demo ii desu ka? Are jeans okay? And then someone replies, daijoubu desu ka? Or daijoubu desu yo. So yes, they're fine. Okay, and then let's go to the next one. Okay, so this one is going to do, once again, the noun de verb te. So either the noun de or v te, and then plus the rest of the sentence. So the example is yuki de. So yuki is snow. Yuki de densha ga tomarimashita. Tomarimashita. So the train stopped because of snow. Okay, and then the second example is kino wa. So yesterday. Tsukarete. So tsukarete is to be tired. Hayaku nemashita. So hayaku means fast, and nemashita also in mas form is nemasu, which means to sleep. So the translation would be yesterday I slept early because I was tired. Okay, and then I believe that's all of lesson 7, so we'll move on to lesson 8 now.